Greetings, fellow travelers and eavesdropping robots. Anna here at the kitchen table. It's June already, June 2026, and pretty amazing. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a tremendous amount of brain static, monkey mind, some events in my close immediate day-to-day life taking up a lot of energetic bandwidth as I'm mentally processing so much in Gemini season, trying to figure everything out with the mind. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about what's going on and how we are all at a karmic choice point right now. And that is here to lead to your rebirth. Okay. So here I am outside of Santa Fe. It feels like summer, even though it's still technically springtime. It's warm and hot and windy, and that's really pretty much where we're at with what's going on with Uranus and Pluto. Uranus in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius, two air signs. That's a whole lot of wind. And they are exactly bookending Neptune in the fire sign of Aries. We also have Chiron in the very final degree of Aries. And for all of you out there who, like me, were born with Chiron in Aries, oh my God, will it be over yet? I know some people really have fun during their Chiron return, and I would say that it's been a lot of looking back at old wounds. Anyway, I'll be really happy to see Chiron move into Taurus, although it'll be coming back again in September, I think, as it retrogrades back into Aries. Woohoo! But pretty soon we're done with this Chiron return, and we won't have another one for about half a century, thank goodness. But we'll have other things, all of us. And it's the Chiron return is such a great growth opportunity, and that's really what we're at right now is growth opportunity after growth opportunity. One of my first client turned very good friend taught me the term AFGO, which is another freaking, you can fill in another word, another freaking growth opportunity. And that is where we're at right now. We are at a karmic choice point because we have Uranus right now absolutely beautifully squaring the nodal axis of Virgo and Pisces. And this is really it. We have a choice right now. The nodal axis is all about where have we been and what is our comfort zone versus stepping out into the unknown. And it's even more unknown when the north node is in Pisces. Pisces is all about the unknown and surrender and embracing the not knowing, embracing this and this surrender of control. And of course, Virgo in a shadow aspect is all about control. Right? This is not about Virgo people necessarily, but this is about the energy of Virgo, the energy of Pisces. And here we have Uranus, the great disruptor, the great awakener. I don't know about you, but my daytime is bleeding into my dreams in this really crappy way. It's partly because I'm spending too much mental energy trying to figure things out, trying to understand conceptually what's happening in my immediate environment. And I kind of hate that. When that intrudes into dreamland. So there's been a lot of dreams I also have a lot going on in my 12th house right now. So there's a lot of stuff happening in dreamland. But I know I've been asking people, and a lot of people are having a lot of wild dreams. If you are too, let me know. I want to know about it. But this is a karmic choice point. And Uranus is putting on the pressure, and Uranus is the Great Awakener. It's disruptive. It's the energy of Uranus is not smooth and steady over time. It is like pow, pow, pow again, double pow. And that's what's happening right now, right? And change is scary. Let's just say that. We do not do change very well. So this can feel really scary to have to lean into the discomfort of this deep, Piscean, mysterious unknown. Because also, we've all been on the receiving end of change that was not the change we wanted, did not feel good, did not, light us up, right? That can be a really hard diagnosis. It can be the death of someone that you love. It can be an unexpected break or rupture in a relationship. It can be losing your job. There's so much going on right now for people, and I think that we're all sensing this Piscean unknownness. And then we've got, Pluto and Uranus, who are the two revolutionary figures in the whole cosmos, in our small little cosmos here. And they're putting the pressure on us to change, to grow, to revolt against the old ways of being, to break free from our very safe and sterile and suffocating comfort zones. Because that's what this choice point is right now, is a complete revolution of your sense of self. Neptune in Aries dissolving the I am, with Pluto in Aquarius saying, revolutionize your life, your mind, your body, your health, everything, your work, what you're here to do in the world. This is what's happening right now. And it's a lot. And it's very destabilizing with all of this wind, Uranus and Pluto are in the air signs of Gemini and Aquarius. And that's why we're feeling this like fast paced inundation. I assume you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. People I talk to are feeling it. And it feels apocalyptic, right? Anyone who has lived in wildfire territory knows what wind and fire, air and fire will do, and it can be absolutely terrifyingly devastating. And so it's important to remember, though, however, yes, it feels apocalyptic, but what is the true meaning of apocalypse? It means to reveal, as in Revelations, that last book of the Bible. It means to reveal. It means to unveil, to disclose. And this is the time that we are in right now, this time of incredible disclosures, this time of unveiling. And sadly, we can't always know what's true. We don't always know what's true in terms of these disclosures and unveilings. And that in itself is also scary. Okay. Like there is a whole thing around giving up control right now. It is real and it is hard and it is going to keep pushing against us individually and collectively, pushing, pushing, pushing until we surrender. And this doesn't mean surrender and get bulldozed and run over. This doesn't mean that the cosmos is having its way with us. And, although there is a little element, I was talking to Emily Trinkus, my wonderful soul sister, my sister from another mister and collaborator, about being ravaged by the divine. That also is what can happen here. And in fact, she and I are going to be hosting a half-day women's retreat here in Santa Fe. I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end. But, you know, this thing that Joseph Campbell is quoted as saying is that you must be willing to get rid of the life that you planned so as to have the life that is waiting for you. He didn't say it nicely, like to let go and surrender into. He said, get rid of, which is an action, which is working at that point of choice. And of course, here we are in Gemini season, which is all about choice, left, right, good, bad. Do I go, what do I do? What do I do? I'm trying to make the right choice. And the mind gets in the way. That's why we drop into the heart space, the singularity of the heart space, so that we can get rid of that which no longer serves, that which no longer fits us. For years, I've been saying, I don't recognize the world around me anymore. I don't recognize the way people treat other people, the lack of decorum, the lack of common courtesy that has all but evaporated in the last decade. I don't recognize it. That doesn't fit me. I don't fit that. So how do we make a different world, a world that's based on love and care and connection, it's coming. And we have a choice point. Every single one of us has an individual choice point. Am I going to stay in my comfort zone? Am I going to do things the way I've always done them? Or am I going to lean into the unknown, the scary as shit unknown, and do something different? Because the comfort zone is stagnation. The comfort zone actually is a kind of slow death. And while stepping into fire and wind is very fast change, it is very destabilizing for the nervous system. Yes, all that's very real. But it's where our growth lies. It's where the treasure lies. It is the cave we fear to enter, both as an individual and as a collective group of humans on this planet. And the thing to remember is that that comfort zone that we're so familiar with and so good at doing, it's not actually who we are. It's not the truth of who we are. It's not the truth of our so-called reality, in air quotes. You are not who you think you are. Like, just period, straight up. You're not who you think you are. Your sense of self is largely a conditioned set of responses and thought patterns and beliefs that actually have nothing to do with who you really are. So, in this time of fire and wind, fire and air, and rebirth that can feel apocalyptic, the things to do to stay balanced are to lean into those opposite elements, lean into water, enjoy your water, bless your water, take baths, go swimming. Let yourself have a sacred relationship with water. Water is sacred. And earth, get grounded. I've been talking to you about this for a while. Go talk to your houseplant if you can't get out and put your feet on the earth. Sprout seeds in your kitchen. Whatever you need to do to get back to that groundedness of connection with the earth, the great mother who is here to hold us through all of this. That's how we're going to stay balanced. And so we also need to make space. We have to make space for these evolutionary impulses to come through, because your evolution is not going to be televised. It is internal, it's inside of you. Your revolution. You need to make space for it so that it doesn't come to your house like a wrecking ball. I always said that spirit has come to my door with a wrecking ball so many times that now it's really important to listen ahead of that wrecking ball, because the wrecking ball is going to come and it's going to be followed by fire. So it doesn't have to be that way. I know this sounds scary and I don't want it to be scary. This isn't about fear. This is about seizing an opportunity that's here. So coming into silence, coming into slowness, coming into coolness when there's heat, coming into moistness when it feels dry, when there's this sense of spiritual aridity, coming back into moistness, coming back into like the mycelium network beneath your feet, coming into conscious connection with that, and making space for these revolutionary impulses to emerge, and making space and time for your nervous system to get on board with these changes so that you can move into that life that is waiting for you, no matter what that life is. As someone who I'm a snake medicine, I basically have a PhD in snake medicine and radical transformation. And that life that is waiting for you is not always comfortable, at least initially. When you shed your skin, the old skin, the skin that is indicative of your past, of the way that people see you and perceive you as being a certain way and you've evolved past that and you grow out of that skin, your new skin is tender. It's uncomfortable. You might not know who you are, even. You might not recognize your new stripes, and that's okay. So, July 11th, you can join me and Emily Trinkus. Emily's an amazing renegade evolutionary astrologer. And we're going to do a half day live women's retreat in Santa Fe. And I'd love for you to join us. I'll put all the information below. And it's going to be really special. And it is called Surrender to Your Revolutionary Rebirth, because that's what's being asked for in that karmic choice point, is to surrender, not to fight it, not to force it, not to control it, but to give into it. And we're going to make the space that you need to do that in the most loving, nourishing way. So I hope that you'll join me for that. I'm going to invite you to drop into your heart space as I remind you of just a few things and then peace out here on this very long message. So, dropping into your heart space, breathing for a moment into your heart. If your feet are touching the floor, really feel into the connection with the earth beneath you. In this apocalyptic time, this time of unveiling, of revealing, of disclosures, it's really helpful to remember that some trees cannot reproduce whatsoever without fire. They simply would not survive without fire. Another breath into your heart. You are not who you think you are. I promise you. You are something so much more immense and sacred than that conditioned set of beliefs. And lastly, there is no growth whatsoever that happens in your comfort zone. All of that exists just past that border, that edge, the edge of control, which is not to say lose control and go crazy. Although sometimes there's a sense of rewilding that needs to happen. We have to rewild ourselves. We've become too tame, too timid, too scared to speak the truth or to step out of line. This is what's being asked of us, is to choose between growth and stagnation. It's not easy, and you're not alone. Just remember that. Much love to you. Thanks for being here today and listening all the way to the end. If you made it, you're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. And if you did enjoy this message, please share it.